That's right. You're live with Ziganomatry. I'm about to give David Nino Rodriguez, the boxer, a call. Heavyweight boxer Nino. Stay tuned.
Hello?
Hi, you're live with Ziganomatry. Is this David Reno Rodriguez?
Yes, it is.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm fabulous. It's so great to have you on. For the listeners and the viewers, can you let them know who you are and where you calling from, where you representing?
Well, I represent El Paso, Texas, but
Shout out Texas.
I'm in Los Angeles right now. Can you hear me good or no?
Yes, I can.
All right, perfect. Yeah, I'm in L.A. right now.
Okay, shout out to LA. All right. So just to
Where
let
are you at?
guess what? We live from H-Town, Houston, Texas.
Oh, nice. That's where all my training camps were.
Nice. Shout out to Texas. But definitely want to let the viewers and the listeners know what's really going on, who I'm talking to. In case you guys don't know, this is David Nino Rodriguez. He has a total fights, 38, 36 wins, and a total of 34 knockouts. I mean, we don't even have to talk about the losses. I mean, that don't even exist. That is so cool. So can you tell us, how did you get into boxing?
I started at 5 years old. I was getting picked on at the playground. And, actually, I got beat up by a little girl.
What?
And, yeah. So my dad took me to the boxing gym. And after that, it was all she wrote.
Wow.
I just stayed in the gym, and then I started fighting competitively at 14.
At 14. Wow, so what is it like to prepare for a fight for you in training?
It's grueling. It's grueling. It's hard work, man. It's an all-day thing, all day, all night. I go into training camp. I used to call training camp my prison because, just lock me up and throw away the key. I would go for 4 months, or 3 months hard.
Wow.
And it would be like, I didn't really have a social life. I was in isolation. I ate at a certain time, went to sleep at a certain time, and trained every day at a certain time. So it's a lifestyle. It's a profession. It's a career, and you make it your life.
Wow. Definitely. So how long have you been doing this? At what age?
Well, I started boxing at 5, but I played all sports. And my dad really wanted me to be well-rounded. So he put me at baseball, football, basketball, everything. But the thing with me was I was always in trouble as a kid in my adolescence. So I met a police officer that used to pick me up on calls all the time. And it ended up, he said, listen, if you stay out of trouble, I'll take you to the boxing gym every day. So, the deal was that we struck was that instead of picking me up for calls, he would pick me up every day to the boxing gym. And that's what happened. He picked me up every day from school, took me to the boxing gym, and it just flourished.
Wow, that's loyalty right there. That's really awesome that he did that for you.
He was sick of picking me up from calls.
Awesome. And I also want to let the people know that you're very active in the community and doing great things with charities such as anti-bullying, domestic violence, and victims of violent crimes. Can you give us some information on that?
Yes. Well, basically, I started a nonprofit organization called Lucid Love. It's an anti-bullying campaign. Well, it was my campaign, and I teamed up with this couple that lost their son to bullying. He committed suicide. And so they were really adamant about pressing forward and doing something big with it. So I jumped on board with them, and I started doing my presentations, which is about an hour long, and really started giving back to the community. I talked to gangs, detention centers, juvenile detention centers, alternative schools, pretty much wherever they will have me, where I can be heard, and I give my presentation. And I speak in front of 20 kids, and sometimes the biggest crowd I've spoken in front of was 2,000 kids.
Wow, so that's really cool.
It's really been taking off, yeah.
Good.
It's been a beautiful thing.
Good for you. We're going to have some seminars and summits here in Houston, and we would love to plug you in and stay in contact. I don't know if you'd be interested in something like that and speaking.
Of course I would.
That'll be great.
Of course I would.
We'll definitely keep you updated.
You got to spread the word,
Definitely. Awesome. And it's great to have you doing something positive like that. We definitely need things like that to make the community aware of what's really going on, and hopefully to put a stop to it. So
well,
that's awesome.
The reason, the big thing that's changed, is that I think that when I was a kid, the thing with me was I'd get picked on at school or whatever. I'd have to fight my butt off at the bus stop or after school or something like that, and it would usually stop right there and then, after I would punch and fight a kid. That's just the way I had to deal with it growing up. But nowadays, kids are dealing with it in a whole other way where they're actually dealing with cyberbullying and internet bullying, and that is devastating. That's why kids are taking their lives. I mean, it was bad enough when I was a kid. But can you imagine now,
right? With
all this adversity they have to face, it's almost an impossible thing.
Exactly. And also, congratulations to you for receiving an award from the El Paso Juvenile Detention for the bullying presentation, anti-bullying.
Man, it was awesome.
That's great.
My biggest reward ever was, when I see the kids, I'm being dead serious about this, is when I see that I'm making a change in kids' hearts. And I get up there and I start telling some of my stories, and some of them are really humiliating. And I start watching the kids laugh, and they start laughing, and I see the lighter side come out. And they realize that I myself, being a boxing champion, I've gone through the same things they have, if not worse. So,
right.
So it strikes a nerve, and they say, well, hell, if this guy can come out of that situation and become a boxing champion, maybe I can deal with it.
Wow. That's so awesome. Talk about a role model as well, a humanitarian. That's just really great. So also, back to the boxing, I wanted to ask you, what is your specialty move? What's one of your favorite moves that you like to use?
My best shot is my left hook.
I
had a hell of a left hook.
Wow.
Yeah, my left hook and my body shot.
Oh, wow.
I had 60 knockouts to the body, and most of the rest of them are left hook right on the chin.
Is that what movement did you use for the knockout with Owen?
I used to call it my fadeaway hook. I kind of back up a little bit and almost play possum just a little bit, and then as I lured them in, I usually put them to. I'd work my jabs a little bit, and then I would see that they'd kind of lower their defenses a little bit or get used to my rhythm.
Okay.
Which I would purposely slow down my rhythm just a tad bit so they can get used to that rhythm. And then it was like a pitcher with a changeup. I'd all of a sudden just bam, I'd crush them with like a lightning shot. And then they wouldn't see it coming, and then boom, out they go. It's no different than being a pitcher in baseball. I learned that from being a pitcher in baseball.
Oh, okay. That's interesting, from being a pitcher in baseball. So you use your different sports, your athletic sports, and as well into the boxing?
Exactly.
Wow. That's pretty creative. That's different.
Yeah, it just made sense to me.
Oh.
Because people get used to a rhythm or a pace, and then you kind of lull them to sleep by getting them used to that rhythm or pace, and then I would crack them like all of a sudden like a lightning bolt. And it would be such a change if they wouldn't really know what I was going to come back with, or they couldn't gauge my speed.
Yes, I saw on YouTube a clip of the fight you had, the knockout with Owen Beck. I was like, wow.
Yeah, Owen, I put him to sleep for a while.
Yes, you did. I was like, oh my gosh, are they going to pick him up?
Yeah.
Wow, that was really cool.
Owen was a tough guy. I just caught him with a very good shot.
Yes.
He was Don King's guy. So when I knocked out Owen, it was like that catapulted me into the top 10.
So that was your definitely more memorable moments of fighting, boxing?
I have like three big ones. One was Rick Dyer. One was Puchetta when I won the NABA heavyweight championship from Puchetta, and then the other one would have been when I knocked out Owen Beck. Wow,
that's really cool.
I think those are the most memorable three.
Wow, congratulations! And I saw a picture where you were pictured with the great Mike Tyson.
Oh man, he's a wonderful person.
That's so cool.
Wonderful person.
That's really
very smart, very philosophical, very good guy.
Awesome. Shout out to Mike Tyson. And so where can the viewers and the listeners find you? You want to plug in your social network?
Yeah, mine is my Instagram is NinoBoxer1.
Okay.
And that's my Instagram. And then my Twitter is NinoBoxer, @NinoBoxer. and then my fan page is David Nino Rodriguez. And then you can also reach me. Well, my Facebook my fan page on Facebook is David Nino Rodriguez, and then Twitter is Nino Boxer 1, and then Twitter is Nino Boxer, and then Instagram is Nino Boxer 1. Sorry.
Okay, that's right, you guys. You heard it first. David Nino Rodriguez, Nino Boxer. Thank you so much for being live with us. Appreciate it, and shout out again to you and everything you're doing. Congratulations. And keep going. Don't give up.
Yes, and best of luck to all you guys, and thank you so much for having me on the show.
Thank you very much. That's right, you guys. You heard it first, Ziganomatry. Follow us on Instagram. Also follow us on Twitter, Ziganomatry, Generation Passion. Shout out to Documentaries 2015. Thank you, Nino. We talk to you soon.
Thank you very much.
All right, take it easy.
All right, you too. Bye.
Later.